you ask me how I really feel, the best things in life's for free. We are all part.
Hello everybody, welcome to my latest photo walk. Here are my two starter shots which set the scene quite nicely for the area that I'm visiting. So on today's photo walk I'm shooting in aperture priority f8 ISO 250, and because there is no wind I'd be happy going handheld with shutter speeds 1/60 and above. I thought this would be an interesting scene. There was some smoke drifting by the building in the background, and I used the gate as a lead into the shot. To be honest, it didn't quite work as I'd hoped. I think the trees get a little bit lost, and this is something probably that would work much better once the leaves are on the trees. In this part of the walk I found a couple of interesting buildings, and when I'm taking these types of shots really I'm looking for patterns, shapes and textures. For this shot I really like the symmetry of the line of the trees, the stream and the road as well. This scene looks nice with the flooded field and the houses behind. It works really well with the reflections in the water. I actually cropped this to focus in and remove some of the sky and the foreground. I actually took two shots of this, and this is the angle that I prefer. So I'm going to use this flooded area here to take some shots across the road there, and classical kind of using the reflections from the water. So I was already experimented with a few earlier. There's a couple of cars that were driving along that road which I experimented with as well, just to see whether their reflection would be quite good. I've got a photo obviously with a tractor that's parked up there, and then earlier I also took a shot that didn't have any vehicles in it, just for something a little bit different, and I also took some shots from that kind of side of it as well, just to get a different angle. Here's the first shot with the red car included, which does add extra colour to the shot. And this is the second shot with a different angle and without the car. The house is in the centre. To be honest, I'm not sure which I prefer. So this area here, I found many interesting shots looking into the garden of one of the houses. Again, making use of the shapes and the textures plus the light. I always find these types of pictures interesting. This is my favourite shot, and I nearly walked right past it. It gives a sense of the people living here, and you can see the new shoots in the ground, which also gives the indication to the season. This is a nice scene with the house and the tree-lined drive, and making use of the really nice light. I then walked up a small lane and found a cluster of houses which gave me a pleasing number of photos. Many photos that give me a sense of curiosity as to what's going on in the area. I think the colours worked well here. I enjoy the shadows on the barn, and I positioned it to get the tree branches at the top. So many elements of this photo that I like. the colour combinations and the dominant roof in particular. And having established the scene, I then decided to take a close up to focus in on the details that I really like. So I'm going to go for another shot with me in the frame, and I think I'm going to use this nice footpath here. So it's just a question of setting the timer again. Set it to 10 seconds, should be able to run into the frame. I want to actually take the photo of me walking towards the camera on this shot, and yeah, it should be quite nice, I think. Again, just taking 4 shots once the timer goes, and the good news is I can see the light flashing obviously as I'm walking towards the camera. Just having a look on the back of the screen, I quite like 2 of them. One of them is not so great because I am right in the middle of that telegraph pole, that's the one I don't really like. The 2 before that, I think I'm just slightly to the left of it, which I think is good enough. So yeah, I think it should look quite nice once I've put it through Lightroom. And finally, here's a couple of extra photos that I took.